this fall at Kings Island.
Now.
Hello and welcome to the CoasterFAQs Halloween special. I'm Andy, I'm Andy, the Gemini Man.
And I'm the Mystic Rider.
And we're here at Kings Island Halloween Haunt for the shows, some of the attractions they have here for the Halloween season this year.
Yeah, like the Gemini Man said, we're here to see some of the attractions, as well as a side note, see if they have done anything due to some of the rides for the season. But right off the bat, if you look up at the Eiffel Tower, that they have special eyes that for some of you viewers may recognize are the same eyes from the infamous Sun Beast that were peering out of the box. Now we're continuing down International Street, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, as we're still heading down International Street, but I want to take a moment to check out these little skeleton things. It looks like they gave a little bit of a Mexican theming this year, and I must say it does look really cool. I think if I had to say, it looks like it's themed after Dia de Muertos, which is the Day of the Dead in Mexico. As we head down International Street, there's also some food trucks out front. Gemini Man has informed me that they had this big event. There's this big event that went on today involving the food trucks. Gemini Man, do you have anything to say?
Actually, correction. Today it's just food truck weekend here, where they have a bunch of people that run food trucks around the Cincinnati area to come here to Kings Island to sell their stuff. Actually, the event they held today, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, is actually a Toyota event. No sponsorship, by the way.
All right. Well, as you can see, it is already starting to get pretty foggy right now. Kings Island does have a tendency to overdo it when it comes to their fog machines, but we'll see what we can get. All right, here as we walk around the Eiffel Tower, we just want to stop to check out these lanterns. This is their brand new one, which Gemini Man has informed me it's all about outer space and aliens, called Chaos. That's brand new for this year. As we head around the Eiffel Tower, we can start getting some glimpses of their graveyard of rides out in the distance a little bit. That graveyard has all the tombstones of past rides. So when we get over there, we'll see what there is. Alright, we're back at the tombstone area, and there are some interesting things, interesting signs on back here. There's Cornstalker, which is a defunct haunted trail, and if you look way in the back, let me just move. You can see the gravestone for another gravestone for Sun Beast. Well, however, that I don't think is going to be around for too much longer because of the speculation that's been floating around the internet for about a month now about something happening with that said coaster.
We should be hitting another few other ones.
Okay, we're walking around and we're seeing some more gravestones. I can't recognize anything on my back of my head. If any of you guys recognize any of them, just shout them out in the comments. If I had to take a guess, a lot of them are just defunct attractions, as well as maybe some of them might be in designated Gemini Man. You know, any of them are designated to people who lost their lives here?
Actually, the fun fact is the ones that have last names on them are people that actually work here.
That's interesting.
If you look in the back of this row, it's the former flight tombstone for the former flight commander ride, which was close to the Razor. Actually, it's not where Windseeker was. It's a little bit closer. It was the area was abandoned where it was. But fun fact, well, not really a fun fact, more kind of a well, for Halloween, I guess is appropriate. But a person actually fell off the flight commander ride when it. In June of 1991, the same year or the same day and year, if you watched one of our coaster stock videos, is the same day a guy fell into the Fest House or in the German beer garden area of Kings Island, where a guy fell into the pond and got electrocuted.
Well, did 2 other people get killed in that?
2 people died, but the guy that fell in first survived.
The 2 people that Gemini Man is referring to are the people who tried to jump in and rescue him. Unfortunately, they lost their lives, and ironically, the person who initially fell in first survived at the hospital.
If you look over here is some of the former attractions of the Hanna-Barbera land area, which is now Planet Snoopy, but before that was Nickelodeon Universe. As you can see over in front at the front row is Scrappy's Slide, which is just a giant slide like you find at county fairs and stuff.
What's that? Motor
Mouse. That was another ride at I believe at Hanna-Barbera Land, but can't put my finger on it, but I think so it was. But over here in the front row again is the Enchanted Voyage, which the Enchanted Voyage is where Boo Blasters is now, but it was like where you go through this giant TV and you get to see all the Hanna-Barbera characters that were popular at the time that when Kings Island opened, like Scooby-Doo, the Jetsons, Flintstones, etc., etc.
And I noticed just a little bit to the left of it is Kings Island's initial only stand-up coaster, King Cobra. That thing, I never got a chance to ride that, but from what I rode its sister coaster at King's Dominion, Shockwave, I believe it was called, and that thing was slow, rough, and uncomfortable, so I can imagine the same thing for King Cobra.
In your newest addition to the cemetery is one of their haunted mazes, which is Bored to Death. Bored to Death was pretty much all the board games that you grew up playing when you were a kid pretty much come to life and try to kill you. If you look into at that black tombstone over there, that's one of Kings Island's first roller coasters, the Bavarian Beetle. There's not much really known about the Bavarian Beetle, except for it was a steel coaster, and they got rid of it very shortly. Actually, I think the same year they built the Beast in 1979. And right beside it is another famous coaster that was here, the Screaming Demon.
It was another intro. That's another coaster that came to the park. It was a shuttle loop, right?
Yes, an aero shuttle loop.
All right.
It was, if you saw our Camden Park video, we mentioned a little bit about it in our Camden Park video, but it was after it left here. It was built here in '77 and left here in '87, and then after that, they sold it to Camden Park, and it was the Thunderbolt Express there, but it closed down in '99 because of a circuit board malfunction.
Yeah, and if you want to know more, about that roller coaster, just look up our Camden Park video at any time.
And right beside it is another known attraction that is gone, the Phantom Theater,
which if I remember correctly, went through a couple of changes. First, it was changed to a 4D ride themed after SpongeBob.
Wrong area.
Sorry, that was a mistake on my part.
correction, actually. It was it's also where Boo Blasters is now. It was, alright, after the Enchanted Voyage left, it became the Smurfs ride, which is, if you watch Hanna-Barbera or grew up watching it, you would know who the Smurfs are. But after the Smurfs left and Hanna-Barbera was slowly converting to Nickelodeon Universe, it became the Phantom Theater. And that was pretty much a haunted opera theater where the guy by the name of the Phantom trying to get you before you get out of his haunted theater. And then, from what me and the Mr. Grider grew up here when we were little, after the Phantom Theater left, it became the Scooby-Doo and the Haunted Castle.
I thought it was Scooby-Doo Boo Blasters.
No, it was Haunted Castle.
Alright.
And then after Haunted Castle left and all the Hanna-Barbera stuff was going away, it is now Boo Blasters on Boo Hill.
Alright. Once getting back to that Scooby-Doo thing, there was not too much about what it's been replaced with now. There's not too much more, but when it was the Scooby-Doo thing, there's a lot of things that were omitted that just helped to give it some thrill. Like if you hit specific targets, you would see stuff that just popped out of nowhere, like where Scooby-Doo and Shaggy were hiding. Well, it might be hard to tell, but what a fitting thing for this week, for our Halloween special. The sunset is bright, resulting in a bright orange sky around us. So, this is quite a fitting sunset for a Halloween special.
But an odd coincidence that there's a double rainbow also during the orange Halloween orange sky.
It's just an interesting. It's just like the Gemini Man said. It's just an interesting sight just to see that. Although you can't really get out the double rainbow, but trust me, I assure you, it's there. All right, as we head into the Eiffel Tower, there's some interesting in here. It looks almost like they're theming after some sort of haunted opera house. There's a bunch of chandeliers hanging everywhere.
Actually, it's a masquerade ball.
Yeah.
From around the 1700s, it's a masquerade ball themed scare zone called the Dance of.
Okay, there's gunshots somewhere, but I'm pretty sure that's just special effects.
As I was saying, before the explosions went off, to open the haunt, the actual area of this is under the tower is called the Dance of the Macabre.
All right, before we get started, we're going to try to get some images of the construction area. We'll see you in a few minutes. Yeah, all right.
We are here at the top of the tower, and we are about to show you the construction of the antique car ride, which is going to be the new attraction at the Coney Mall area of Kings Island.
Well, but it's not really a new ride, it's more of a return.
A revival of some sort.
Yeah.
Because the original is where the Backlot Stunt Coaster is now. Well, part of the original is where Backlot Stunt Coaster is now.
Well, it's a good thing to bring back because one thing at Kings Island, even though it does have a great collection of wooden coasters, two things that the Kings Island is unfortunately lacking on is a decent collection of like nice track rides, flat track rides, and as well as decent steel coasters. So this is definitely going to be a great addition to the park. All right, let's see if we can get anything. Unfortunately, we cannot. Although I do see a light back there. That could be, and do see a couple lights back there.
You were pointing the wrong direction, down there by the racer.
Although actually, in front of the racer there, it looks like there is a whole bunch of rides taken out. That whole area is being leveled out. So that's, I believe, it is where the antique car ride is going to go. But it does look like there is something behind it as well. So if I had to take a guess, it's going to be doing both. It's going to go in front of the park, but there's going to be a part that's going to go through a tunnel underneath the racers that go behind.
And also, if you notice, right behind the Kilmart haunted house, that's where the flight commander used to sit. So that area completely gone.
Alright. While we're up here, Gemini Man has a little good in the history in the fact that it's Halloween. Gemini Man has a pretty interesting story for us.
Or as you can say, a ghost story. Back in 1982, Kings Island had a grad night. I'm not sure if they still do grad night today, but there was one high school senior that just graduated by the name of Johnny. Now these are just rumors, this ain't fact, this is just legend. The legend goes that he fell down the elevator shaft, and the other rumor is, or legend is, that he fell off the tower and landed down all the way straight down. And ever since then he became known as Tower Johnny. And he reportedly haunts the area of the tower and part of the beast. Specifically the very back of the beast, because that's where they buried the cables the elevator was hooked to.
Alright. Well, before we head down, I'm just going to do a quick look out at the park just to see if there's anything unique. Just as you can tell, it's starting to get foggy throughout the whole park, but before too long, it's going to get so foggy that it might be difficult to even film. So
we're just warning you right now in case it gets way too foggy to film.
Alright, now we're about to head down now. We'll see you at the bottom. Alright, while we're on our way to the action zone, because there's something interesting that's coming. Interesting that's giving us surprising hints. We noticed this little thing that has been moving around. A nice little animatronic. It's a nice thing for the Halloween season, I must say. And it actually has a decent movement. It's not that glitchy. Alright? Well, we're over in the action zone now, and right now we're right next to Banshee. Their B&M hyper coaster, their B&M full inverted coaster. It's actually still pretty well lit here with all the lighting that they have. But the only reason why we're coming over here is to check out the tombstone. As some of you probably have seen, there's images floating around about boards set in front of the tombstone. We're here to see if that's true. It's too dark to see, but trust me, those images are true, and I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited to see what they mean. The big rumor is, and from Gemini Man said that as well, it could be an RMC, because there were a couple people from RMC here not that long ago inspecting the park. So it could mean that an RMC might actually be coming to Kings Island very soon. Yeah, I personally say that, well, this is actually off of some stuff that the park I've heard on YouTube as well as on the internet as a whole. As well as some speculation that an RMC here would be kind of redundant for Kings Island, just because they got an excellent set of wooden coasters. But at the same time, it would not be the most redundant thing, and it could be a pretty interesting thing to come to Kings Island. I'm pretty excited to see what happens. Alright, we just went through one of the scare zones called Wasteland, although I didn't really get that scared too much. I mean, some of the sharks did scare me a little, but ultimately, well, part of it is I just love the trick. The trick is, if you don't like getting scared, is to just keep eye contact and keep an eye out for the people. Because if they do see you, they're less likely to scare you. Gemini Man, how was that for you? So you like Expo? Alright. That's one of but Wasteland is just one of 4 other ones. We're probably going to get see all 4 of them before we go home. So without further ado, we'll see you in a few minutes. Alrighty, we're entering another scare zone, I believe. And even if we're not, I'm just going to film some to show what it's like here in this area at night. I think this thing's open.
Blue blaster is open.
We're saying I like to get on Diamondback.
The only thing in this area that's actually open to blue blasters. How appropriate though.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to see how it is when it's all foggy up, and afterwards we'll tell you how it was. So see you in a few. Alright, we just got off Diamondback, and it's compared to the usual, it's pretty good. The fog actually added another element to it. Usually this coaster is not that dark of a ride, but tonight in particular, it was pitch black.
And we're freezing to death. We are now freezing to death because of how cold it was up there on the lift hill.
Well, that's partially just because of it being mid-September.
Yeah.
Well, we're heading to gift shop to see if we can see our picture, and then we're going to be heading over towards the beast.
And action.
Do not enter.
It does seem things are pretty dead around around Mystic Timbers, no pun intended.
Wasn't expecting him to jump in front of you. It is a New frontier town scare zone.
Yep. Alright, well, I've already been scared a couple times already in this area. This area is pretty heavy. Well, it makes sense because we are entering one of their big scare zones, so we just have to keep our eyes out as well as we can. Line for?
This line is for the Haunted Wax Museum. Madame Fatale's House of Terror, Tavern of Terror.
Alright, it's a mistake. Well, this is new.
Yes, they moved the skeleton from Action Zone to here. Oh yeah, by the way, he moved. Oh, no, he should be starting. There he goes.
Alright, that was interesting. Keep going. So scary. Alrighty, we're about to approach the beast. One of the best roller coasters at night. This thing is just insane. I mean, it's definitely riding at night it's definitely much better than in the day. The beast is completely transformed at night. It's scary and wild.
And as a reminder from our coaster talk video, we recommend you to not ride in the very back of the train. You will get beat up very badly.
Before we go on the beast, there's something we gotta show you. Outpost 5, shipping and receiving. That might not sound like anything significant to people who are not familiar with Kings Island, but Outpost 5 was the initial name of the area where Son of Beast used to stand. So another big indicator that something might be happening in that area next year.
Look down there what it says, GCI 2020 or 2017.
They're not getting another GCI.
Did you get
entrance? Ship to Rivertown. I have a feeling it might be partially because of the... Okay, all I have to say about that was, wow. At night it's definitely the better, and during the hunt it's even more so. It is just insane. I mean, I've said before on our coaster stock video that the beast is incredibly scary at night because it is already pitch black. But I must say I think it's even darker during the hunt.
My only thing to say is I wish I had more thumbs to rank it as.
Yeah. Alrighty, we're about to enter another scare area. To be true, I am still a little nervous about doing these. Oh. To be nervous, I'm still nervous to do these. I want to just start. Alright, we're about to enter another scare zone, which, to tell you guys the truth, I'm a little nervous about doing these. I'm just not a huge fan of the hunt, but a huge fan of getting scared, but just to show what happens at Kings Island, I'm willing to face my fears. What is this one called, Gemini Man?
Pumpkin Eater.
Pumpkin Eater. We're about to enter Pumpkin Eater, and you can kind of guess that by the pumpkins that they have hanging up. face on. Well, this is a neatly, interestingly themed area. Okay, that was once again a thing. It was pretty cool in ways of seeing all those pumpkins, but and the characters were interesting as well. Anything, man?
All I can say is it's actually a really decent scare zone.
All right, we're heading towards Vortex right now. One of King's Island's greatest roller coasters. It's Gemini Man's personal favorite here, and I'll have to say it's pretty good. It's up there with mine as well. It's an awesome roller coaster. If you want to know more about it, just look up our Coaster Talk video, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Alrighty, we just got off Vortex, and well, at night it's also a pretty amazing roller coaster. Those inversions come so quick that you barely even notice them until you go through them. The only ones that you kind of see coming is the loops, and then again there's a large straightaway just before that. Anything else at Gemini Man?
All I can say is it's 31 years old and it still holds up. I think it's really playing.
Alrighty, we're about to get on the Backlot Sun Coaster, one of Kings Island's smallest roller coasters, but it's something that still has some pretty interesting surprises. This coaster was built in 2005 and is originally opened as the Italian stunt job after the movie The Italian Job. But after the Cedar Fair bought the park, it was renamed the Backlot Sun Coaster. So, we'll see you in a few minutes. Although it's hard to see as well, even while we're waiting. Here's something else appropriate for a Halloween themed time. There is a full moon out tonight. Even though it's not hard to see, there is one out. Alrighty, we just got off the Backlot Sun Coaster, and for some reason we did have a little unsuspected thing. Usually there's a bunch of flame. In fact, as you might be able to see, there is a huge flame that comes out. For us, when we did that, it did not do that for some reason.
I'm going to say it's still a good coaster, but I have no comment over the main flame malfunction.
Yeah, usually that just turns it into a real inferno, but we just did not get the inferno that time. We have to go back through the Pumpkin Eater area, and then we're going to check out Coney Mall. So, here we go. Looks like there's a guy at 10 o'clock.
Yep. Or it might take 2 o'clock.
This is Matt.
about to enter the Coney Mall, spelled M-A-U-L.
I'm not doing that.
This is a pretty open and wide area, so we might be able to spot them, but at the same time it's so crowded, it might hide them even better. Without further ado, here we go.
I like your shirt. Andy the ink machine. You're welcome. Right there.
Okay, keep your eye out.
Yep. Why not?
You know how big the Coney Mall is?
How big?
Yeah.
And all the way at the end of Racer.
Oh, so it's a pretty large area. So the guy's giant clock. Not coming back this way. This guy had to sit.
Yep.
Yeah. Mart.
Yo. Are you rolling?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm good. Jay, I really hope that guy's on camera.
Depends on what the word
Don't see you. So far, that's one guy. That's it for Coney Mall for now, because we're about to enter X-Base to ride Fly to Fear, Kings Island's only indoor ride. So, without ado, we'll see you in a few minutes.
I'll keep my mouth shut this time in case my voice is on it.
Although it stinks that we missed the ringmaster, we might run into him again.
Totally that, huh?
I don't see anyone else.
The new haunted house is over here.
Yeah. Right here, right here.
Yeah, but before we go in, we might want to show a little bit of chaos.
Alrighty. Before we do Fly Here, though, dear viewers, we're going to check out what it looks like what the outside of their new haunted house looks like. Chaos.
Over here.
Although there's something over here that's interesting. There's this alien statue. Don't know exactly what that's from. I think that's just a random statue. Alright, there's a sign for chaos. So in that building is their newest haunted house. Okay, now time for probably one of the wildest roller coasters in the park, Flight of Fear. Alrighty, we just got off the Flight of Fear, and I must admit, it is still a rocking coaster. Nothing was different on it, but it was still pretty amazing. Anything to add?
I have nothing to add, but I do. I can finally hear the voiceover of the narrator of the ride finally, after riding it so many times. Because if you pay attention at the end, he says, "If you dare to try again, we'll be waiting."
Alrighty, we're about to enter once again into Coney Mall, and we are going to keep an eye out for any more treats. Just looking around. Is that the mark of the mouth up there? Deadpool. Oh yeah, red suit. Deadpool. Okay, time for some fog. Let's try to make things a little more complicated. Oh, here comes something interesting. It's a it's their Jack in a Box.
Hi guys, you guys are the giant robot dinosaur play.
I'm not going to remember this guy.
Now don't quote on us, but I believe the Jack in the Box that's here is actually from the now defunct haunted house at Cedar Point that was in disaster transport. The Happy Jack's Toy Factory.
So far we haven't seen any monsters yet. Well, except for this monster. Andy, except for this monster. One of Kings Island's more infernal rides, the monster. Okay, we're about to get out of it. Come out of it soon. Okay, there's someone at 9 o'clock. I'll see him.
I believe they're in that tent. Oh, if you look on your left, on your right, well, our right, that would be an ogre.
Yeah.
Shoot. Oh, I don't want to clean up the mess
I'd rather we skip the racers. I don't mind. Although we're coming out of Colony Mall, so... But this one was pretty tame. Probably the most tame one here. I only heard a couple of screams. Of course, even though we didn't show it, we did come face to face with the Ringmaster, the new head of Kings Island's Haunt. That was pretty interesting. You heard about that, Gemini Man?
Yes, I do. It seems to me that since their new area is Coney Mall, which is a haunted carnival, I say that it's probably a new switch around from their former host of the haunt, the Undertaker, which I do miss a whole lot.
Alrighty, we're about to head towards Adventure Fest. And we'll see you in a few minutes. Alright, for our viewers, we got a little friend here that is kind of less present kind. There's a skunk there. We don't want to stay around this guy because, well, for many people who live for many of you, you probably are well aware that skunk sprays, and we want to avoid that at all times.
I did have one thing to say. Apparently, this skunk thinks the Adventure Express stinks. While we're at it, I got all y'all, and I got a knock joke to tell y'all. What is the ride operator's favorite color?
What?
All clear.
Alrighty, we're heading out. I'm going to look at some of the. We're going to look around a little bit more, maybe ride a couple more rides, and there's one other place to check out. So this evening is pretty much done, but I must say, at this point, it's a pretty decent mild year. When you consider it. Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah, I say it's a little bit accurate. It's not as like intense as it usually is, but well, you gotta admit it's still early in the season for the haunt, so
Yeah.
it might get more intense by the time October rolls around.
Yeah. All right, we're heading towards the fourth and final walk around area, the Dance of the Macaw, and although it's gonna be a little tricky because as you can see, there's a concert going on right now. We'll see what we can get. It's gonna be really tricky because it's so crowded. Probably still go around. Okay, no, whenever you hear that bass voice, I actually think of like some sort of person who's trying to keep his identity secret. You know what I'm talking about, like the anonymous person. We're entering Dance of the Macaw. Here we go. As you can see, it's pretty bright out in here, so it's not going to be easy to hide. Then again, I think that's kind of the whole point. They're in plain sight. Doing pretty good on battery, bro. I'm only at half battery. Andy, anything else you want to ride before we go? We're good? Yeah, I do. Alrighty, that's been all for haunted house, all for walkthrough areas, and now if you can look through them, you can see if you missed any, you can look through them, watch the video again, and on the way out, it says, well, we're going to show you some of the sights of the International Street. on your 6, sit. I keep missing that. Hey, there was one on your 6. There was. Okay, one more 12 o'clock. Two more 12 o'clock.
These two are brother and sister.
Okay, they're staying off our tail. Alrighty, as we exit the park, I'm going to have this wraps up the episode of our Coaster Talks Halloween Special. This is the Mr. Grider,
And I'm the Gemini Man.
and we will see you next time.